Before we get started today, special thanks once again to the Siren for giving me that badass music. Thanks again, brother. I appreciate it. Anyways, here we go.
The fire breathing motherfucker. The fire breathing motherfucker. The fire breathing motherfucker. The fire breathing motherfucker.
Yeah, like I said, man, sending it out to the Siren, man. Thanks, brother. You're a fucking badass motherfucker. Anyways, thanks for coming by, fire-breathing motherfucker. How you guys doing? I hope everybody's doing well. We hit 6,000 views. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Every single view, every time. I appreciate it, man. I really do, seriously. Anyways, thanks again. Head to Comic-Con this weekend. Drop a little bit of, I didn't really film a lot, but, just a little taste. Hey, this is the fire-breathing motherfucker coming to you from the Comic-Con, baby. Let's go! Yeah, it was a lot of fun, man. Like I say, bounced around, spent the afternoon, a couple hours. Mrs. Fire and I, we didn't want to stand in line, so we got there a little late and just kind of walked around. A lot of cool artwork, man. It was fun, bouncing around, checking shit out. I think Miss Fire got a pretty good cinnamon roll, so, bonus. Anyways, we had a good time. Oh, and I did take a picture. I saw this and I thought of Paul Kreutz, man. I don't think it's quite the right van, but it was pretty close. Anyways, here's the picture. Let's get into it today. Yeah, measure degrees. Here we go. Here's today's title. Okay, here's today's actual title right here. Before we get into it, just real quick, I went to the doctor and, I got diagnosed with a new condition. Here it is. Thanks again to my buddy Todd, for letting me pile on his ass a little bit, If I had to hand the bat to one other motherfucker, it's that guy right there. He could have my 6 anytime, man. He's a badass motherfucker. Slim, feels really good in my hand. Yeah, like I say, sorry about all the dick jokes, but I don't think they're stopping anytime soon, brothers and sisters. Anyways, The Road Warrior, 1981. George Miller, rated R, badass movie. Like I said, this is one of the greatest movies probably ever made. I mean, this thing is so badass. Let's get into it. Villain henchman, obviously, right here. Yeah! My boy Wes in the chaps. And then, of course, holding the leash, this big motherfucker right here. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the best villain henchman combinations probably in movie history. I mean, that's up there with Hans and Carl. Come on. Anyways, 20 points. Not much of a lair. Although their little compound was kind of cool, we'll do 10 points. They had a moat around it and that cool, like the metal on the side of the bus as a gate. That was pretty badass. Anyways, flamethrowers, 10 points. Obviously all kinds of badass weapons in this. In particular, I like that gun with the 4 arrows shooting people with it and shit. The back of that truck was badass. And don't forget that big ass trident that Humongous was throwing. That thing was badass, man. I like to get me one of those on the freeway. Hey, motherfucker. You know. Anyways, 20 points. And of course, 20 points for Sweet Rides, man. That whole movie was nothing but sweet rides, man. Cars and trucks and cycles and just badass shit. Speaking of which, 20 points for Boom! Some awesome explosions in that movie. Like I said, I mean, that movie is just total badass. Speaking of which, let's get into debauchery. Hand out some extra points. You know, we're going to do a 5-point excessive violence bonus points. Because, like I said, man, some of the violence in this movie at the time was just so over the top. The guy getting pulled under the truck. I mean, just so many. But it was just so badass, man. 5 points. A little bit of nudity. We'll do a point. Not a lot of, I'm not going to do any immoral behavior points because, I mean, out on the wasteland, man, anything goes. Anyways, a couple more points we're going to give out. Obviously, we'll give out one for Max, one for that dog. His dog was pretty badass. And we're going to do a point for, my new thing here. People that got fucking killed, and I wasn't that upset about it. Yeah, the guy with I don't know if his legs didn't work, but the mechanic guy, he was a good mechanic, but he got on top of that truck, threw like one fireball, and then they drug his ass off the truck, killed him. So it was like, dude, why, for all the trouble they had to probably put that motherfucker up in the back of that truck, he didn't get much done. I didn't feel that upset when they killed that motherfucker. Anyways. Final bonus, we're going to do 20 bonus points. So much badass shit in this movie. The last 15 minutes of this movie is just badass shit. And then more badass shit. And then more badass shit. Like this shit right here. Anyways, when you add all that up, total that some bitch up, we're at 119 degrees. Yeah. That's a badass fucking movie right there, man. The Road Warrior. Anyways, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. Fire-breathing motherfucker. Special, one more thing I want to just say. Thanks again to Mrs. Fire hanging out with me at the Comic-Con. We had a great day. Awesome lady. I put together a little video just for you, babe. Yeah, man, when you take the time to spit out that chaw juice in between fucking some dudes up, that's some badass shit right there. What the fuck, man? That's not the right video at all. I tell you, you guys gotta start shaping up, or I'm gonna come down there and I'm gonna start cracking skulls. Anyways, thanks again to Mrs. Fire for coming, spending the day with me at Comic-Con. Like I said, I'm a big dork. I like the nerdy stuff. She actually is an accountant, so she is actually a whole different category of dork. Well, actually, now that I think of it, maybe she's more of a nerd. No, she's a dork. Well,